So hi everyone. Today is Friday. Today we will talk about section 3.4, solving inequalities. And then your exam is going to cover from 1.1 up to today's content, 3.4. Okay, everybody? And the exam is on next Friday. Okay, and so the practice exam is due that day. Monday is the due date of all your homework assignments, right? Up to 3.4. And we also have a quiz about 3.1 to 3.4. Is that okay, everybody? Are you doing your homework? Yeah? Don't forget that if you submit your homework, you can see the solution. Remember last time I showed you how to see the solution of your homework? Yes? Right, your homework, you can see the solutions. And then you can we do the problems multiple times until you get 10 points on your homework. Right, everybody? So I hope if you have questions, feel free to ask me. Okay? Any questions from your homework or the notes? Any questions? No? Okay. So yeah, we only have 1 week left for our first exam. So please make sure you study hard, study your homework and the quiz and the practice exams. Okay, you use the practice exam as a study guide. I don't guarantee they are like of the same difficulty. So you can expect the actual exam is harder than the practice exam. Okay, so use it as a study guide. So the practice exam is on our website at the bottom, right? You see the practice exam 1 and the solution. So what you need to do is first use pencil to finish your work, and then try to finish within 1.5 hours. And then once you click the solution, use red pen or other color pen, okay? If you're correct, make a check mark. If you have mistake, write down the correction next to it so you know what is the correct way to solve the problems. Okay? And you also need to estimate your score. So be a grader. Each problem assigns some points and then add up all the points on all the problems to get your estimated total score. Because after the exam, I will give you an exam reflection survey, and then you will compare your practice exam score and your actual exam score and see how we can improve. Is that clear, everybody? The practice exam is due next Friday, but you better want to finish it before you take the exam. Okay, and today we're gonna continue to talk about sessions 3.4 or B, solving other types of inequalities. So last time, if we want to solve inequalities with one variable x, we can consider, so we move all the terms to the left hand side, let's do, and then we set y equals the left hand side. In example 1, y equals 4 minus 2x is a line, right? And then when you ask, when is this greater than 0? Well, this is the same as saying the y is greater than 0. So you mean, y greater than 0, that means it's above the x-axis. Yes, everybody? So that's what is this piece, this orange piece. The y is greater than 0. And then you're looking for the x. So you're looking for the x value. Do you see if you project this down on the x-axis? You see the x value is from minus infinity to 2. But do we include the 2? No. Right? And then example 2. Right? If we want to solve this graphically, this is the parabola. We're given the parabola. Part A is asking you, when is the parabola greater than 0? Greater than 0 means above the x-axis. Right? That's why you draw all this orange piece and this orange piece. they are above the x-axis. And then if you want to find the x value, you kind of project on the x-axis, and then you see, oh, our x goes from minus infinity to negative 2. Do we include the negative 2? No. And then from 3 to infinity. Okay? And part B, when you were talking about, well, when is the y less than or equal to 0? You know, less than 0, that is below the x-axis, right? Equal to 0 is intersect the y-axis, the x-axis. X-axis, y equal to 0. So below the x-axis, y less than 0. That's why this is the green curve, right? This green piece. And we include the endpoints because of this equal sign. Yes, everybody? So that's why, oh, this is from negative 2 brackets because we want to include the endpoints. 2, 3 brackets because we want to include the endpoints. So far, so good, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, and last time I asked you to work on this problem. Now let's check our work. Okay, so we are given the graph. Bless you. We're given the graph of this function. Part A, less than 0. Less than 0 is above the x-axis or below? Below. Oh, do you see? We have these two p's, right? Do we include the endpoints? No, because it's less than 0, it's not equal to 0, so we don't include the endpoints. So, the purple color is not so good. Let me use orange. Not include the endpoint. So it's this piece and this piece. Can you tell me what the x values are? Negative 1 and 3, but you want to talk about interval, right? So it's from negative infinity to negative 1. Do we include negative 1? No. Or 3 to infinity. Yes. Very good. Awesome. And then next one. Greater than 0. Okay, greater than 0. That is what? Above or below the x-axis? Above. Can it equal to 0? Can we intersect the x-axis? No. So it's actually, oops. Oh, okay. Yes. So not include a 0. So which is this piece and this piece. Right? This piece and this piece. Oh, what's this piece? From negative 1 to 0. Right, everybody? From negative 1 to 0. Bracket or parentheses? Parentheses. Union what? 0 to 3. Very good. Yes, everybody? So we look at the picture to see whether it's above the x-axis or below the x-axis. We can see y is greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay, part C. Less than or equal. Less than is the orange piece, right? Or equal means we include the endpoint. Yes, but what? We also need to include the single point. Do you see that? Because it's less than or equal, it could equal to 0. That's why not only these two endpoints, but we also need to include the origin. Can you see that, everybody? So this piece, we put minus infinity to negative 1, and then brackets. Do you see this single point? So interval is usually an interval, but to denote a single point, you can use a set notation. So set, you put brace, and so this is a point of a single number, 0. Have you seen this notation before? This is braces. This is the notation of a set. So this set has only one element in it, which is the number 0. Okay, and we also have the right piece, right? So this piece is from 3 to infinity. So 3, we include a 3, so we put bracket 3 to infinity. Is that okay, everybody? Yes. I would say the common mistake of this problem might be missing this point. Okay, so if you want to indicate a single point, you can put a set notation. This is a set of only one element, 0. So far, so good, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, part D. Greater equal to 0. So, which is the green piece, but we also include the endpoint. Right, everybody? So, then what do we say? -1 to... Okay, because we include the endpoint, so we actually include the 0. Okay, so you don't need to write. Okay, so we include -1 and we include a 0, but do you realize this guy? This guy is the same as from -1 to 3. Because the 0 is not missing. You don't need to separate into 2 subintervals. Is that clear, everybody? That's why some of you might have like your homework working wrong because don't do this. Don't break it into 2 intervals. Okay? You are not missing the 0. Just don't break it. Put it as a 1 interval. So far, so good, everybody? Okay. You only break it if there's a point missing. So you have to break it. Okay, but if the point is not missing, don't break it. Okay. Any questions about this problem? So we are given the graph of the function, then we can solve the inequality. All right. So in general, given polynomial inequalities, how do we solve it? Well, first step, move all terms to the left-hand side of the inequality. That's the first step. Second step, factor the left-hand side completely and find where the left-hand side equals 0. So we are looking for like the zeros or roots of the function, okay, on the left-hand side. And the values where the left-hand side equals 0 are called the critical values of the inequality. Critical value because it really matters. It would whether x is before that number or greater than that number, so less than or greater than, just the equality, the sign will change. That's why they're very important number. Critical values. They determine whether the function will change signs. Okay? And let's sketch a real number line and plot the critical values. Okay? And for the critical value, split the number line into several distinct intervals. Choose any point in each interval to test the sign of the left-hand side of the inequality. So this is the method of test points. But we don't use this method. Do you remember what we use is you look at the leading coefficient. If it's positive, you start with the right upper corner. If it's negative, we start with the right lower corner. And then when you go to each critical number, and depends on the multiplicity. Remember, multiplicity is the power of the corresponding factor. If the multiplicity is odd, we cross it. If the multiplicity is even, we bounce up. Okay, this is much faster than test points. Do you agree? Yeah, so we use that method. And then our solution consists of whose interval for which the inequality is true. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. So by the way, for those of you coming late, don't forget to watch the recording and make sure you don't miss anything. Our homework due date is Monday. Thank you. Who does haven't signed it? Yeah. And we also have a quiz on Monday. And remember your homework, you can see the solution by clicking the view details after you submit your homework. Right, everybody? So you can use your homework to study for the exam. And we also have the practice exam, which is at the bottom of our course website. Yeah, our course website at the bottom. So you first finish the exam using pencil within 1.5 hours. And then once you click the solution, use red pen. If you're correct, make a check mark. If you have mistake, write the correction next to it. And estimate your total score. If you miss your total score, you lose 1 point. So the practice exam is 10 points. Okay, it's part of the self-assessment grade, which is 5% of your total grade. So missing the estimate total score will lose 1 point. Missing the correction or I don't see any check mark to let me know you have checked your work, you lose 4 points. Is that clear, everybody? So be a grader. And the exam, when is the exam? Thank you. Friday. And I want to give you more time. That's why I will be here before 12:20. So you have from 12:20 to 1:50, you have more than like 1.5 hours to do the exam. So you don't have to come here early. I just want to give you the opportunity, more time in case you need it. Okay, everybody? So can all of you make it on Friday, 12:20? If you cannot, raise your hand. If you cannot, do you want to take it on Thursday? Or yeah. So please come to see me after class if you need some accommodation. Oh, yeah. Okay. Or if some of you have accommodation plans that you need to take the exam in the OSS, also let me know. Okay? Yes. So we schedule makeup exam before the class exam time, not after. So if you know you have a conflict, tell me after class, okay? Tell me today so that we can make arrangements, schedule makeup exams before our class exam time. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's solve this inequality. Okay, so from now on, we don't use the test point method. We just use the multiplicity method. Okay. All right, so first step, check. Are all terms on the left-hand side? Yes. Good. That's the first step. We make sure move all the terms to the left-hand side. So the right-hand side is 0. And then factor the left-hand side completely. How can we factor it? So XX. And then how do you get negative 32? What are the factors? 8 and 4. So which one is positive? 8. And so the 4 is negative. Are you okay with factoring? If you don't know how to factor, it's okay. You can use the quadratic formula. Remember I told you, for those of you who are not quite familiar with factoring, okay, use the quadratic formula. You get 2 roots. So yeah, your 2 root is 2a negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. And then you can rewrite this quadratic function to be a times x minus the first root and x minus the second root. Is that okay, everybody? This is when the discriminant is positive. We can do that. All right. So we factor the left-hand side completely. And now we can find the critical number. So critical number is really like the x-intercept. You set each factor equal to 0. Okay, we set each factor equal to 0 to find the critical numbers. So what's x? Yeah, very good. So these are the critical numbers. So then we have the real number line Okay, and then separated by the critical numbers. They are -8 and 4. Is that okay, everybody? And so you just put a little bar there to indicate this is -8, this is bar, this is 4. Don't label so many unnecessary points. You want to make sure your picture is clean. So, for example, this is -8. You don't need to put a 0 and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Don't do that. Just put -8. -8 is less than 4. So just put -8 on your left, 4 on the right. Is that okay, everybody? So yeah, we don't need to be very accurate for this. So yeah, so -8 and 4. Then it depends on the problem. Okay? If you see, so if you see less than or greater than, you put open circle on those critical points. If you see less than or equal or greater than or equal, what do you think? Yeah, closed circle or a solid circle. In this case, do we put open circle or solid circle? Open. Okay. And then we look at the leading coefficient. What is the leading coefficient? It's the coefficient of the highest term, right? Which is 1. Oh, do you see? 1 is positive, right? So here, if the leading coefficient is positive, we start with the right upper corner, right? If the leading coefficient is negative, we start with the right, the lower corner. Yes, do you remember that? So that's why, 1 is positive. So we start with the right upper corner. And then when we reach 4, we look at the multiplicity. Multiplicity is the exponent of the corresponding factor. See? 4, the corresponding factor is x minus 4. What's the multiplicity? 1. So because it's 1, so it's odd, right? So if multiplicity is odd, we cross, okay, the x-axis. If multiplicity is even, we bounce off, so like that. So 4 is odd, so we cross it. How about at -8? Odd, so we cross. Awesome. So above the line is plus, below the line is minus. And we are looking for what? Positive or negative? Negative. Yes, less than 0, negative. That's why, you see, our x value is -8. Do we include -8? No. 2, 4. Do we include the 4? No. So -8 to 4. So far, so good, everybody? Awesome. Okay, so today we will do tons of exercise. Okay, we will increase the difficulty. Now, this is kind of the easiest. We only have a quadratic. Look at this one. First steps. Are all the terms on the left-hand side? Yep, good. And let's factor it. Do you see a common factor? X. What's left? Yes. Okay, and this is greater equal to 0. All right. Can you factor it? So 2x squared, the factor must be 2x and x. And what are the factors of 4? 1, 4, 2, 2. Yes. How can we get -9? Yeah, -1 and -4, right? -1 here and -4 here. And in this way, we can see that -x and -ax, add them together, we get -9x. Is that okay, everybody? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So what are the critical numbers? So we set each factor equal to 0. So we have what? X is 0. Yes. Yeah, very good. Yeah, if you're familiar with this, then you can write down the critical number right away. Is that okay, everybody? We set each factor equal to 0 to get the critical numbers. All right, so we have the real number line. And yes, when you put down these numbers, make sure the order is correct. In this case, yeah, it's 0, smallest, and then 1/2, and then 4. But maybe in the exam, I put this as positive, then you have -1/2, and the -1/2 is on the left of the 0. So you gotta be careful. I do have some students when they put down the critical number is in the wrong order. Yeah, everything else will be wrong. So be careful. So 0, 1/2, and this pen is not so good. Because this pen, there is a button right here is the eraser. So when I write it, it's so natural sometimes to press this button by mistake. I like the pen that has the eraser up there. Have you used the stylus pens? Yeah, this is not so good. Yes. Okay, so 0, 1/2, and 4. Ah, see? Yeah, sometimes I cannot write it. Okay. Solid circles, right? I hear that. Solid circles. Good. So solid circles. What is the leading coefficient? Which is the 2, right? Yeah, the coefficient of the highest power term. So 2 is greater than 0, less than 0. Greater than 0. So top or bottom? Top right. Yes. Okay, 4. What's the multiplicity? Oh, do you see that the multiplicity is 1? Yes. So which means that so we cross all of them. Yes. So we just cross all of them. Oh, you see, I pressed. Okay. Okay. Yes. Be careful. I need another better pen. Okay. And so this region is negative, positive, negative, positive. We are looking for positive. So this part and this part. And can you tell me what's the interval? 0 parentheses or brackets? Yeah. And 1/2 brackets union bracket 4 to infinity parentheses. Yes, infinity is always parentheses because we cannot reach the infinity. It's just getting close to it, We'll never reach the infinity. Okay, so that is example 5. So far, so good, everybody? Okay, now let's increase the difficulty. What if we have a radical expression? The radical expression, the way we do it is kind of similar. You move all the terms to the left-hand side, and then you combine into a single fraction, and then you factor the numerator and denominator completely. Okay, everybody? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. All right. So the critical values will now be the values that make either the numerator or the denominator equal to 0. Okay? So let's look at this problem. So look at this problem. We have the critical. First of all, are all the terms on your left hand side? Yes. Is this a single fraction? Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. So we make sure all terms are in the left hand side, and make sure it's a single fraction. Okay, so combine into a single fraction. What do I mean? So this is a single fraction. This is a single fraction, but this is not a single fraction. You see, if you move the 3 to your left, you get something minus 3. So you need to combine into a single fraction. You take the common denominator and combine into one single fraction. Is that okay, everybody? Mm-hmm. Yes. Then we can do the factoring. What happened with my combine? Why it comes? Yeah, sometimes I move it and then this also moves. Okay. All right. Yeah. Then we factor it. Okay. And in this case, it's already factored, so we find the critical number. The critical number, we set each factor equal to 0, including the numerator and the denominator. So x minus 6 is 0 and 4 minus x is 0. What's x? 6 and 4. Right, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, 4, find the critical. No, because you can both sides add the x, then you will have 4 equals x. Yeah, yes. But x is on your right hand side, so you just switch them. You get x equals. Right. Okay, good. Now we have real number line 4 and 6. So you see 4 is on the left hand side, 6 is on the right hand side. Okay. If you see greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, okay, so if you see these this, then you put open circle for the denominator factors, okay? And you put solid circle for the numerator factors. Is that okay, everybody? Because your denominator, can your denominator be 0? No. In this case, 6. 6 is the numerator. Can your numerator be 0? Yes. So you put solid circle for numerator. Denominator 4. Can x be 4? No. So we put an open circle there. Okay. If you see greater than or less than, all put open circle. Okay. So that's easy. Less than or equal to this. All the critical numbers are open circle. It's just when you have greater than or equal or less than equal, then you have to look at other factors in the numerator or denominator. Is that okay, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, how about the leading coefficient? So leading coefficient. Okay, leading coefficient. So if you have a product of quotient of a lot of factors, you look at the coefficient of the highest power term in that factor. In this case, your numerator. Do you see x is the bigger, the higher power term? So the coefficient of x is 1, right? So it's 1 on top. And the denominator, what's the coefficient? -1. Yes. So the leading coefficient of the whole thing is 1 over -1, which is negative. Okay. If we have a more complicated problem, you might have more complicated factors here. But just remember, if you have a even number of negatives multiplied together, you get positive. If you have an odd number of negative multiplied together, you get negative, right? So 3 negatives, you get negative. 5 negatives, negative. 8 negatives, positive, right? Okay, leading coefficient is negative. Top or bottom? Bottom. Okay, and do you see the multiplicity of sexes? 1, so cross it. How about 4? 1. Yeah, so we cross it. Then this is minus, plus, minus. We are looking for what? Positive or negative? Positive. Can you tell me the interval? 4, parentheses, 6, brackets. Yes, very good. So far, so good, everybody? Good. All right. So save that. Okay, let's continue. Example 7. Do we have all the terms on the left-hand side? Yes. Do we have a single fraction? Yes. So let's factor it. Okay. Yeah, make sure to check those two steps. Okay, how can you factor the numerator? Yeah, very good. X plus 1, x minus 1. Okay, we're using a plus b times a minus b is a squared minus b squared. Yes, everybody? Okay. Yes. So I strongly recommend you to take notes because then if you have questions, you can put a question mark next to your notes. You can ask me. Okay? Or you can ask me now if you have questions. But you can review your notes, and yeah, when you do your homework, you can review your notes, and yeah, write down your understanding on your notes. Okay. And how do we factor the x squared plus 8x plus 15? Yeah, very good. X plus 3 and x plus 5. Awesome. So we factor it completely. Now, what are the critical numbers? We have what? Negative 1, 1, negative 3, negative 5. Is that okay, everybody? Here, yeah, we should set each factor equal to 0 and then solve for x. Are you okay that we write down the x directly? Yes? Okay. Right. So let's see. I don't have enough space. Let me make it smaller. Okay. So I can draw it. Alright. So we have, which one is the smallest number? Negative 5 and then negative 3 and then negative 1 and 1. Okay. Make sure the order is correct. Okay. Open circle or solid circle? Negative 5, open circle or solid circle? Open. Negative 3? Open. Negative 1? Solid. 1? Solid. Can everybody understand that? Like for the numerator factors, solid circle. And denominator factors, open circle. Okay, and then what is the leading coefficient? Yes, 1 over 1. Right? You can look at this, or you can look at that. Maybe look at this is easier, because the highest power term of the numerator is x squared. The leading coefficient plus 2, and the denominator, the leading term is also x squared, so coefficient is 1. So 1 over 1 is positive. We start with the top, right? Yes. Okay, at 1 is, well, do you see all the example we're doing? They're all power 1. Yeah? So we all cross them. Okay. Are we looking for positive or negative? Positive. So can you tell me what the numbers are? Parentheses or brackets? Parentheses, yes. And then union. And then -1, brackets, union, brackets, 1 to infinity. Right, everybody? Good. Okay. Yeah, today we do a lot of examples about inequalities. So hopefully after today's class, you will be an expert on solving inequalities. Any questions so far? All good? Awesome. Okay, example 8. Do we have all the terms on the left hand side? No. So we have to subtract 3 on both sides. Okay. So subtract 3, we got 2x over x minus 2. Subtract 3 less than 0. So far so good, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then is the left hand side a single fraction? No. So we need to, the common denominator is x minus 2. And then so we are multiplied by x minus 2 and divided by x minus 2. Yes, everybody? So this is like subtract 3 times parentheses x minus 2. Don't forget the parentheses. Okay, so common mistake is don't forget the parentheses. So parentheses is your baby. Don't forget your baby. Okay. Right, go shopping. So excited. Oh, where's my baby? Okay, baby's crying. Don't forget me. Parentheses say don't forget me. Okay, so what's the left hand side? When we distribute, what do we get? Yeah, good. Okay, awesome. Combine the like terms. Eh? How come my example 9 is right here? Okay, so 2x minus 3x is -x plus x over x minus 2 less than 0. Right, everybody? Awesome! You see, we're ready. We've factored the left-hand side completely. Okay, can you tell me what the critical number is? 2 and 6. Right, everybody? 2 and 6, right? Yeah, everybody okay with that? I know sometimes I skip that. If all of you are okay, then. But if you're not okay, I'm happy to write down. Oh, that is because we set -x plus 6 is 0. We solve for x, we get x is 6. And we set x minus 2 is 0. We solve for x, we get 2. Yes? Okay! That is the critical number. And so the real number line, 2 and 6, right? So, yeah, my eraser is not so good. So 2 and 6. How about the leading coefficients? We have, yeah, right. You look at this one, okay? You get -1 over 1. Oh, let's highlight it. This is very easy to make mistakes. You see, everybody? Leading coefficient. Look at this one. Don't look at that one. Okay. And because it's negative, we start with the. Oh, I almost forget. Open circle or solid circle? Does it matter? No, right? So we put. Yeah. Oh, both open, right, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we start with the upper or lower right? Lower. Okay, and then we cross or bounce off? Cross. Because they're both degree 1, so we cross them. Yes. So this is negative, positive, negative. Are we looking for positive or negative? Negative. So the intervals is minus infinity to negative 2? 2, right? Yeah, and then union 6 to infinity. Good. So far, so good, everybody? All right. Okay. All right. And also, I want to emphasize, do you remember when you solve equation? Sometimes you multiply both sides by the least common denominator, right? But for inequality, you cannot do that. Okay, everybody, because so for inequality, you cannot multiply any expression involving x because you don't know whether that thing is positive or negative. If you multiply a positive number, that won't change your inequality. But if you multiply by a negative number, it will put your inequality. So any expression involving x, you cannot tell whether it's positive or negative. That's why you cannot multiply the least common denominator on both sides. Is that clear, everybody? Mm-hmm. Yes. So I will put in small notes here. Okay. So for like solving equation, sometimes so we can multiply. Okay. We can multiply the least common denominator on both sides. But for solving inequalities, so inequalities, okay, cannot multiply any expressions with x in it. Okay, expression with x. Is that clear, everybody? Because we cannot tell whether that expression is positive or negative, and you don't know how it will change the inequality. If it's the same or if it's flipped. So that's why do not multiply any expressions with x in it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here we have some examples. So I would say, how about let's do the harder one. Okay, let's start with the harder one and see how much time left. Okay. All right. So yes, let's do the last one. Okay. Check. Are all the terms on your left hand side? Yes. Is it a single fraction? I will say yes. If you have a fraction minus another fraction, that's two fractions. But this is a single fraction, and we say a factor completely, but it's still a single fraction. Is that okay, everybody? All right, and it's already a factor, which is nice. So we can start with what are the critical number. So, okay, let's do it slowly. Set each factor equal to 0. So, 2x minus 7 equals 0. 3x plus 1 equals 0. X minus 7 equals to 0. 4x plus 5 equals to 0. What is x? 7 over 2. And then here. Good. Here. 7 here. Yes. Right, move the constant on the right hand side and divide it by the coefficient. Okay. So we have the critical numbers. So we can draw it, right? We draw it and let's see. Who is the smallest? Yeah, negative 5/4. And then negative 1/3. And then 7/2. And then 7. Good. Okay, look at each number. Here, Open circle or solid circle? Open. Because that factor is in the denominator, right? Negative 1/3. Closed. Right, everybody? 7/2. Close. And then open. Yeah. Right, everybody? Okay. And now, what is the leading coefficient? Okay. So the leading coefficient, do you see we have a lot of factors here? You look at the leading coefficient in each factor, you multiply them. So here, this factor, what's the leading coefficient? 2. Oh, but it's 2 squared, right? Yeah, so not just 2, but 2 squared. So 2 squared. And then this is 3. And then this is 1 square, right? 1 square. And then 4 cube. Don't plug in your calculator. We only need to know whether this guy is positive or negative. Do we know? Yes, it's positive. So do not need to plug in your calculator. Okay? You just count, oh, how many negative signs are there? If you have even number of negative signs multiplied together, you get positive. If you have odd number of negative signs multiplied together, you get negative. Exactly. Okay, so we start with the right what? Up. Yes. Okay, 7. What do you do? Bounce. See? 7 is x minus 7 squared. Bounce. 7/2. Bounce. Negative 1/3. Cross. Negative 5/4. Cross. See? It's much better than the test point. Think about it. If we want to do the test point method, oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to take 5 test points. And every test point you need to put in this actually portion to plug your calculator. It takes lots of time. Do you agree? So we have this is positive, positive, and negative. Okay, we're looking for what? Positive. Okay. Okay, let's write down. So we have minus infinity to negative 5/4, and then parentheses, union, brackets, negative 1/3 to 7/2. It will be, okay. Let's do slowly. Right here. Go. Do we miss this point? No, it's not missing. So we keep going until we reach 7. Oh, do you see the 7 is missing? So we put 7 parentheses and then 7 to infinity. Yes, so imagine we have a little person right here. Oh, we go. Yeah, 7 is okay. It's not missing. So we can go. 7, there's a problem. So we have to break it. See? We have to break it out. The person jump right here and then continue. Okay, everybody? So do not break the 7 count. Okay. So this is our answer. Okay. How about you do some exercise? How about you do the next? What's the next one? Okay. You do this exercise. Okay. Yes, the top problem, right? Do it. It's already factored. Let me make it bigger. So, all of you finished the notes of that problem? Okay, then I can make it bigger. Okay. Hint. Don't forget the x squared. Okay, this is a factor, so you have x is 0 as the critical number. Don't forget the x is 0. Right. Yes. No, don't forget the x. You put it. X is 0. X squared. Yes. Oh, sure. So you look at the leading coefficient, and in this case, it will be -3 times 2 times 1 times 2, but it's negative. Okay. So it's starting to rise here, and then the 6, you see, because it is 1, so plus, yes. Oh no, the 1 half, yeah, the 1 half is this factor, so it's 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the 0 is the x. Mm-hmm. Yes. Welcome. Okay. So let's check our work. All right. So our critical number. Don't forget the x squared. So x equals to 0. That's the first factor. And 2x minus 1 is 0. X minus 6 is 0. 3x plus 4 is 0. Right? Do you get four critical numbers? 0, 1 half, 6, and -4 thirds? So -4 thirds is here, and then 0, and then 1 half, and 6. Leading coefficient. Look at it's -3. See, -3, and then 2, and then 1, and then 3 cube. Yes, everybody. That's why this is negative. So we start with the right lower corner, and then when we reach 6, what happened? 6's multiplicity is up, so we cross. 1/2 multiplicity is up, we cross. 0 is square, so we bounce off, right? And then -4/3 is up, right? So that's why we cross it. Okay, and we're looking for less than 0, which is these keys. So, okay, the person is right here, -4/3. Do we break it? Yes. Yeah, because this one is missing. So the 0 parentheses, union 0, and then 1/2 parentheses, union 6 to infinity. So far, so good. We do have 6 minutes. Let's try to finish the remaining problem. Okay, so try this remaining problem. Let me make sure. Have you finished the notes of this problem? Yes. Okay, then do this one. It's the product of all the leading conditions together. So you see, -3 x squared, the coefficient is -3, and times here, the leading coefficient is 2 of this factor, and then here the coefficient of x is 1, and then here is 3 but cubed. Okay, so yeah, it's the leading coefficient of each factor you multiply. And you only care whether it's positive or negative. Oh, there's only one negative. So negative. Remember, 2 negative multiply, you get positive. So you count how many negative signs multiply together. If it's an even number, negative sign multiply together, it's positive. If you have an odd number of negative signs multiply together, it's negative. Oh, it's 5 minus x is 0. So 5 minus x is 0. 5 minus x is 0. Then you add x on both sides. You get x is 5. Oh, because the coefficient is negative. This is different than -3x squared. If you have a parentheses here, then it's -3 squared. But this square is only the exponent of x, not the square. Yeah, but because the parentheses, yeah, it's the whole factor. Good. Oh, okay. So, because we don't have much time left, do you mind we just look at the solution? Yeah? Okay, so solution right here. Do you get the critical numbers are 5, -2/3, and -1? Do you get that? So the smallest is -1, and then -2/3, and then the 5. Right, everybody? Leading coefficient. Oh, you see this guy leading coefficient is -1. Yeah, for this factor. And then this is 3. And then this is 1 square. You see that? So that's why it's negative. Negative, start with the right lower corner. When you reach 5, what happens? Cross, because its multiplicity is 1, which is up. -2/3. Cross. And -1, bounce off. And that is why we're looking for, greater equal to 0, the positive side. Do you see we also need to include a single point? So we put brace is a set of the number -1 union this piece. So bracket -2/3 and 5. Okay? If you want to indicate a single point, you use this notation brace of a single number. Is that clear, everybody? Have a nice day. And our homework is due on Wednesday. So, cheers. If you have questions, feel free to email me. Bye.
I want to take it next Wednesday because next Thursday I leave at like 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wednesday afternoon.
Because
I
can take it in here while we're in this class, and then I'll just watch the recording to get the notes.
It's not so because I'm teaching the class and then you're sitting really it's not very noisy, right? Yes. So
After this class,
I have a
class?
So I teach from 11 to 3:07. So how about 3:20 to 4:50? Do you have time?
I should.
Let me double check.
Yeah, I should be fine then on Wednesday.
Yes. So my office is in the Snyder 159. So yeah, you enter the room.
All right, thank you.
Hi. Hi.
This one, majority of the homework I'm already working on.
Oh, okay. So this is the function, right? And you know this is a linear function, so it's a line, okay? And then you yes, see, this is a maximum cost. So if you draw this picture is the 700 is like the y-intercept. So your picture is like 700, and then your slope is 10. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Then it's asking you what is the maximum. The maximum is 32,000. Okay, so the maximum is 32,000. That's the maximum. Okay, and then what's the domain and range of the cost function? Then you know the y value is 3,200, and then you can find the x value. Yes, so you have 710x. You set this equals to 3,200. You solve for x, and then your domain would be from 0 to this number. Your range is from 700 to 3,200. Cheers. Hi. Oh, okay. So then you schedule a time with them. So do you have like double time, or is this same time that the
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
Okay.
You know anything yet about it?
Yeah, you need to go there and then schedule with them like to make it at the same time, and then they will email me to ask me to give them the exam.
Perfect.
Yes.
So, what else is all?
Oh, it's because its power is even.
Okay.
Yeah, because the -1 corresponds to this factor, the multiplicity is even, so we bounce off. Same reason here, 0 corresponds to x, x is square, so that's why we bounce off.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Susie.
Yes.